All right, we're on CVL 6, which is the question of music in other countries, and if we can like figure out what it's about if we don't fully understand the lyrics. So I kind of focused more on music in Asia, and I know there's like the C-pop, J-pop, and K-pop, where like C-pop is China pop, and J-pop is Japanese, and K-pop is Korean. I know a lot of K-pop is making it more popular over in the West. A couple years ago, there was that popular song Gangnam Style, and I know a lot of Korea's music and drama is kind of making it big in Asia. I read a book last semester for one of my classes that was all about K-pop. But since I study Mandarin Chinese, I wanted to look more into C-pop, and I wasn't sure what was popular, so I did a Google search and I found 2016's top 10. And I was surprised to see on that list that after listening to all the songs, they were all really slow or ballads. And usually, there's more upbeat songs, but all the top 10 songs in China, according to the website, were all ballads or a slower song, which I found really interesting. There were some songs that weren't. One of the songs was called Excited, and it was by Lu Han, who used to be in a K-pop band called EXO. And it had some English in it. Obviously, the title is called Excited. So a lot of songs in Chinese were kind of like that, where it was pretty much all in Chinese, but the chorus had some English aspects to it. And I think it's maybe them trying to like get more English or Western people listening by having an English title. But I don't know for sure. But I know that song, it kind of sounded like a mix of Justin Bieber and One Direction, I found when I listened to it. Or not One Direction, sorry, Zayn Malik specifically. It kind of reminded me of his new song, Pillow Talk, I think it's called. But there was also on the list, there was a girl band called Sunshine, which I found interesting. I didn't particularly care for their music. They sounded really young, and it didn't sound very well sung, but that might just be me. But it was neat to see a girl band. I haven't seen a lot of girl bands in a while. I mean, the only ones I can really think of are like the Spice Girls or the Cheetah Girls from Disney Channel. And there was also an R&B song that was on there by Lee Yu-shun that was interesting, and I liked it because there was a phrase in there that was like "你受不了了吗," which kind of means like, so you can't stand it, as like a question. I thought that was funny because I use 受不了了 a lot just for fun because I learned it. And then there was a song that I really liked on there. It's called Yang Gui Chao, which means something like, I just looked up in a dictionary, like swallow returning to its nest. And it's by Shu Song, and his English name is Vei. The song sounded more traditional, so I'm not sure if he took a traditional song and sang it again. And I think it had an erhu at the beginning, which I really like. That instrument sounds really cool. And I couldn't understand a lot of the lyrics because I don't know a lot of Chinese except for a word here and there that I recognize. But it sounds like, and based on the title, if that's even a correct translation of the title, that it's kind of about a lost love wanting to return. And I couldn't find an English translation on the internet. It was really hard to find just because when I typed in the words, it was giving me like a dictionary translation of it. So I don't know if I'm right about that, but it was a really pretty song, and I liked that one. And there's another song that I found pretty fun, and it's called Party Animal by Mayday. So it's another English title to a song, and it was mostly in Chinese, but the chorus was in English. And it's a boy band, and they're originally from Taiwan, and I found it interesting because, in my opinion, I'm a big One Direction fan, and I could kind of see like a Chinese version of One Direction in them. I mean, they had their own kind of unique sound, but it reminded me of that. So having the English in there was making it easier to figure out, and it was kind of about leaving behind day-to-day life and going to a party. So I found all the songs that I could connect back to Western music or a singer, kind of like the sound. But the top 10 songs were all a bit slower, which I found interesting. And I mean, a couple of them were a little faster, but the majority of them were slower. And there's obviously a lot more variety in sounds than just the top 10. But, you know, I mean, there's rock, there's traditional music, there's so much more than just C-pop. And I only looked at the top 10. So I'm excited to look more into it because I found a couple songs and artists that I really like. So I'm excited to hear what you guys are interested in.